The EU has offered tariff on $20 bn, £15 bn, of U.S. consumer goods in a length-running controversy above Boeing plane subsidies. The suggestion comes following the WTO told over the monthly how the U.S. had unsuccessful to shoot several Boeing subsidies. EU Trading Commissar Cecilia Malmström told, Europe companies must be capable to competitive on equitable and equivalent regulation. This latter WTO governing on U.S. subsidies for Boeing is essential in the honor. We must go on to protect a standard playing box for our production. The offered tariff lit a band of means of plain to chemical substances and meal means consisting iced minnow, citrus fruit harvest, and catsup. The EU's risk to levy new tariff on U.S. consumer goods doesn't precisely brighten the sentiment in a position wherever world trading tensions include already strengthened. But the suggestion, of the appropriate U.S. schedule for activity versus the EU above subsidies to bus, is consecutive in the set rules of the Planet Trading Organization. Both of sides include published inclusive of consumer goods for advice, and both of say they will expect for a WTO arbiter to speak them how lot activity they should get. It's an essential distinction of the controversy among China and US, and us activity above steel and aluminum, wherever it can be reasoned how countries include lost for which the WTO rules allow. Those actions led to true concerns how the rules-based framework for operating world trading may be cladding severe threats. But the offered retribution on aircraft does no. The US and the EU include been struggling for nearly 15 years at the Planet Trading Organization above subsidies, taking into account to US aircraft manufacturer Boeing and its Europe competing business. Following fractional victories for both of sides, every is request a WTO arbiter to define the standard of countermeasures they can levy on the sum. The Trump Card Authority recent 1 week offered targeting a 7-page listing of EU means for tariff, range of big plane to milk means and vine, to counter the damage of EU subsidies for bus how are cost an alleged $11 bn. The published listing will now be outdoor to advice before May 31st and could later be fixed. This EU remnant outdoor for discussions in the US, stipulated these are out of preconditions and aim at a equitable result, Ms. Malmström told. In both of cases, WTO arbitrators include yet to set and sum, but the US instance versus bus is more than progressive, in a governing probable in June or July. The EU instance versus Boeing could go previous in 2020. Both of sides include told they would choose a community how did not conduct to tariff creature superimposed. Meantime, the EU has told it is prepared to begin official trading negotiations in the US. The committee is set to begin 2 sets of talks, one to cut tariff on industry consumer goods, the some to do it facilitating for companies to show means encounter EU or US standards. But the EU has insisted how farming will not be turned on, setting it at prospect in the US, that once farmer means to be portion of the negotiations.